Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about budgeting and money. Not really something a lot of people like to talk about, including myself. It's just kind of one of those topics that's a little bit uncomfortable. Basically, the Spanish government wants to be able to see, even though you're a student, will you be able to provide for housing for yourself in some way, or someone else provide housing for you. I do have the benefit of having a spouse who is not going to be going to school and will be working part-time online. He is going to be teaching English online while I'm going to be studying. So he will be working. It is very flexible. Work as little or as much as possible. Coupled with that, our goal is to save up enough money to also show the government that we have X amount in our bank account before arriving. Our budget is pretty strict while we're there. We're gonna try to cover all of our living expenses with the income that my partner will be making through teaching English. But then if we want to travel or do anything extra, that is where we're going to be saving in advance for those fun travels or activities. So before we get any further, I just wanted to offer a few tips. Even when we were early married and we lived in a tiny apartment, we still saved up a month to go travel for 3 months in Italy and across Eastern Europe. It is possible, even if you have a very small income, you might find yourself eating a lot of rice and beans or ramen, but you can make it work. We've made it work. One thing that we mainly focus on is we notice a lot of our income can secretly go away to getting a Starbucks, getting a coffee. And if you want to go travel, this is the type of income that you need to be getting stricter on and putting aside for future. We also don't spend a lot on entertainment. We don't go to movies, we don't go to concerts, we don't do food delivery. If we really want to eat out, we will really make it count. We really try to get the cheapest car insurance that we could. We don't even drive our car very much. We live in a very central area, so we walk a lot of places, we bike a lot of places. Let's talk about exact numbers for what we are going to be budgeting while we're there. There are going to be some costs that happen before we arrive, so we're going to have to budget that leading up to we leave for Spain. And then there's going to be reoccurring costs while we live. One cost is obviously going to be purchasing our tickets to get to Spain, hoping around $1,500 one way for the three of us. Another cost is going to be travel insurance. We are going to have to purchase some international student insurance for myself and for my family. We're probably going to pay this in a lump sum before we move. Another upfront cost is obviously going to be getting our visas, paying for the visa fee, background check, which we're going to have to do through the state or the FBI. Now let's get into our monthly budget for when we actually get to Spain. We would like a 2-bedroom apartment just because we have lived in a 1-bedroom before with our son and it's not something we want to go through again. For a 2-bedroom apartment in Barcelona, it's around 800 to 1,000 euros per month. For food, we're going to be budgeting around 200 euros per month. If we shop at the local markets and are really intentional with our budget, I think we can definitely hit this. Another thing is transportation. So we're selling our car here and then we're just going to be using the metro system, probably be anywhere from 50 to 100 euros a month. And of course, we'll have a phone bill. We're probably just going to be purchasing SIM cards, which will have a certain amount of minutes per month and data that we can use. The SIM cards can range anywhere from $25 to $50 a month. So when you add all of that up and leave a little cushion, around $1,800 per month. Going to another country and things are going to be a little bit cheaper there, I think we will definitely be able to make this happen. Let's get into the actual video, which is what today is about. I am going to be researching getting my international student insurance. Without further ado, let's get into the process of what I find out. Before we get started, cue the motivating music and fresh squeezed lemonade because after this long afternoon of researching, we are gonna need a pick-me-up. First, I opened an email I received from the admissions team at my school. A while back, I had emailed asking if they offered any assistance with health insurance, since I had read on an online forum that this was a possibility. Fernando from admissions replied with a list of Spanish insurance companies, which had a polite way of saying, "You're on your own." I might as well take a look at the first name on the list, Sanitas. My two objectives when looking at these companies are, which is the cheapest, and will it satisfy my visa requirements? Oddly enough, the San Francisco Spanish consulate does not specify which qualifications it has to meet beyond that it must be full coverage and the insurance company must be authorized to operate in Spain. Right away, Sanitas appeared to be covering everything that I was looking for. The premium per person in my age bracket was 44.75 euros per month, which is a little over $54 US and $648 for the year. Not terrible, but I decided to keep looking. Let's move on to number 2. Right away, a desk list was not wowing me. I couldn't find the site, and when they did, they didn't have advertised quotes and make you call a phone number or request to be called by their representative. I ended up filling out a form to be called on another day. Now, a brief intermission of me staring at my neighbor going through his trash for no apparent reason. AXA knew their demographic. Their website was filled with happy-looking 20-something-year-olds living their Spanish dreams. Once again, no published quotes, only out-of-the-country numbers to call. They also offered to receive my inquiry via post if I was inclined to mail to Kent in the UK. I ended up ditching this company altogether because I didn't want to make the effort. Lastly, Allianz had a trendy little drop-down question that I filled out and took me to a page where I requested a quote. This policy would be $5,120 annually for me and my family. Definitely not the price point I was looking for. One program that I really liked was called Sanita, and I actually found an online blog and a travel website for Madrid that recommended this company as the #1 company for student insurance. So currently that's in the top running. Looks like it has a lot of coverage, and it was around 1,500 euros for the year for all 3 of us. So that's relatively a good price point. And then I did find another company. It's called Swiss Care, but it's supposed to cover anyone studying in the EU or EU students studying elsewhere. And it was significantly cheaper than the other one that I looked at. I think for all 3 of us it would be around 750 euros. Just for me, it was under 200 euros for the whole year. I don't think it covers a lot, so we have to figure out what kind of coverage we want, but I do think it meets visa requirements. So a lot of the process, I emailed the Swiss Care team to see if they would get back to me on a final quote. Just gonna take a break from staring at a computer for a bit. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to any of you who had questions about this. Just being open and honest with how we are financing for this upcoming trip. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'm excited for our next video. Probably in a couple weeks we will be going into how we're going to be applying for our visa, which is also a very hot topic and something that is going to take a lot of time, so really excited to dive into that together. Bye!